All right, friends, in studio with us from 1 Hour Heating and Cooling and AeroSeal and all the other names of your company. We have Taylor. Thanks so much for being here this morning, Taylor.
Thanks for having me.
Give me the rundown of all the names of your company because it's a lengthy one.
Well, we have 1 Hour Heating and Cooling, and we're also associated with Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Okay.
And then we also have AeroSeal, who is under the umbrella. Essentially, it's a partner of 1 Hour Heating, but we act as one conglomerate group.
Okay, so easy to just say 1 Hour Heating?
You can say 1 Hour Heating.
Okay, that'll be the umbrella for all?
Yes.
Okay, well, it helps me out because I had a lot of cough medicine this morning and everything is a little bit blurry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm good. Taylor, we've had you on the show before. You do some great things over at 1 Hour Heating and Cooling, but this AeroSeal thing is not the old Aquanet can, right? The old aerosol can. This is AeroSeal, not aerosol.
It is an aerosol sealant. However, it's not a can that we just come into the house and 20 minutes later we're gone. It's a process that works, and it's not a Band-Aid fix.
Okay. Well, for our listening audience and myself, I need to learn more about this. So walk me through like I'm a dum-dum, because I kind of am.
So what we experience in most cases when we go into homes is people have comfort issues in their homes. They're not getting enough air to the master bedroom. Little Timmy's room is cold. Little Timmy's room is hot. In the past, what we had to rely on was something called zoning, where we put little doors, little louvers in the duct system to help force air to a certain portion of the house to help compensate for the duct deficiency issues. In most cases, zoning is very difficult to do in homes that are constructed already, finished basements. In some cases, it is possible to do it, but zoning can get fairly expensive, and it doesn't always correct the issues that we're trying to correct.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Let me understand this and unpack this. Is zoning is common or zoning is uncommon?
Zoning is something that should be done in pretty much every home.
But it's expensive, right?
But it's expensive. And in a lot of cases, when you're moving into a home, you're in the business of moving homes.
Some days, yep.
When you move into a home, it's not always possible to do it without some extreme demolition of sheetrock, drywall, and in some cases it's not possible at all because the ductwork is not set up to zone.
Okay. Now, my wife and I, we did a remodel on our house. It felt like for a 3-year process or so, but we did it last year, wrapped up last spring. And as we've gone through it now, we added zones to our house. We put on a sunroom and we added a zone to that. And then we decided, well, let's zone the rest of our house as well. And you're right, it wasn't inexpensive by any means, but it's nice because we're able to, the sunroom is obviously taking on more heat, and we have that at a different temperature than we have our bedroom.
Correct.
My wife is kind enough to want to sleep at like 78 degrees, and I'd like to sleep at 41. And so there's always that constant battle, but turns out she wins, and I just put my legs outside of the comforter. So what can you help me with that?
So that's a tough one. I always refer to the wife as the boss, and even though we know you're the boss, we know the real
my wife
boss
is in charge. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
So what you're explaining is yes, when you're able to do zoning, that's great. However, when most homes are designed, when most furnaces and air conditioners are installed, the ductwork and the air conditioner and furnace is designed to heat and cool the entire house all at one time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now we come in and we install zoning, and we either do 1 or 2 or 3 zones, and at any given time, one zone and only one zone could be calling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, your furnace is designed to put out enough airflow, and your air conditioner is designed to put out enough airflow to heat and cool the entire house.
Sure.
So we're shoving all of this air down one little tube.
Mm-hmm.
That creates problems sometimes.
I got you. So how is AeroSeal different?
AeroSeal is different in a way that rather than zoning, because sometimes it's just not possible, what we're able to do is we're able to come in and we test your ductwork.
Mm-hmm.
We find out how many little tiny holes are in your ductwork, and there's lots of them.
Is that for real? Because I see just a silver box and I say, no, it's got it.
Yeah, there's lots of them because ductwork is metal on metal, and it's put together with more pieces of metal. Similar to cracking a pop can in the summer. It taking a drink, if you were to try and seal that can back up, it's not going to happen.
Sure.
And that's really what they're doing with ductwork, is they're trying to seal it up with just a chunk of metal. Now, you can use foil tape, you can use some hand sealant, but in most cases, you can't get it everywhere where the human can go. AeroSeal can go places that it can't.
Is this where duct tape originated? I just had this thing that clicked in my head to say, well, duct tape must have been originally designed for ducks.
I don't know the answer to that fully, but I believe duct tape was originated back in the war times for fixing things. I could be wrong.
Like ducks? And I can't not say ducks, like it's ducts,
yeah, like quack,
right?
Quack, quack.
Yeah. It's I'm losing my feathers here, man. This is not good. I can't quite figure out if that's where duct tape originated, so I'm going to Google as soon as I'm done with this. Folks, I'm going to come back with some hot information after the break, so you better stick around. So AeroSeal then does what? Because obviously we know the flaws of zoning. We know that ducts have all sorts of holes in it. What does AeroSeal do? How does it get to be more effective?
Air always takes the path of least resistance. So in your home, your duct system is pressurized. Mm-hmm. It is. Otherwise, you wouldn't have air coming out of your registers. When there's tiny little holes in between where it's supposed to go, it leaks out those holes as well. Mm-hmm. Basements are usually colder than main floor.
Oh, I love basements. Can we just name that for a second, like a nice cold basement? You're speaking my love language here, Taylor.
So what we do is we come in and we pressurize the duct system by temporarily plugging the registers in your home. We then get a readout on how many little tiny holes you actually have in your system. Mm-hmm. We then will flip a switch and we start injecting an aerosol sealant into your duct system. Okay. It does not coat the ductwork. It does not line it. It goes in and finds the holes, and it seals the holes. Kind of like Fix-A-Flat for tires.
Okay. And the process takes how long?
We factor in a full day. The guys usually arrive between 8 and 9 a.m. in the morning. If everything goes as planned, knock on wood, they're gone by 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay. And then is this invasive in any sort of way? Or are you able to do it at entry points and registers?
We do it at entry points and registers in most cases. In the 2 years that we've been doing it now, we've had to cut into sheetrock one time, and that was with the approval of the homeowner to fix an issue that we found.
Sure. So if somebody's going to choose to do this, Taylor, obviously it's going to take a day. It's going to take some money. My guess is they're going to be able to get a free estimate and an idea before.
You got it.
What's the end all to be all? What's like the main goal, and who's your target audience? Is it somebody who's wanting to save on their heating and cooling bill? Or is it somebody who has hot spots and cold spots in their house?
We usually focus on the hot spots, cold spots, comfort. Comfort is worth something. People drive cars that have leather in them. It's for comfort. It's not for anything else. You can get from point A to point B. Hot spots, cold spots, and then on the on top, we like to sprinkle the savings. There are savings there.
Okay. And so if anybody is interested in one of these free quotes to figure out if AeroSeal is right for them, how do they get in contact with you?
You can give us a call at 365-0365 or 701-739-7654.
Perfect. Nobody's going to remember that. So what you need to remember is a 1 hour heating and cooling, your AeroSeal specialist. So Taylor, thanks very much for being on air with us. Folks, we're going to go to the break, come back with some duct work and duct tape knowledge for you. And of course, our picks of the week. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.